Yo guys, Redrix here, bringing you a big Christmas video. Hope you guys are doing well, and in this video we're going to talk about a secret theory I have on what the exotic presents will be. And I deeply believe that the exotic present this year will be even better, like 100 times better from last year. I know last year's dawning was basically a complete disappointment when it came to these new dawning presents, and now being confirmed that they're going to return for this dawning year, I have huge faith in Bungie that this will be a better dawning than last year. And I got some theories into if you guys played the Rise of Iron dawning and what secret exotic could possibly return, or secret exotics, and more stuff like that. So I hope you guys do enjoy this Destiny 2 video, and if you guys do enjoy, then please subscribe and like to the channel as we're trying to grow to 20k. But other than that, I'll see you guys throughout the video. Let's get right into it. It all started a long time ago. Rick Cacus, one of the most popular Destiny 2 YouTubers out there, was making another normal Destiny 1 video. It was 2016, I was having a cup of joe, and still the fidget spinner didn't exist. It was just a normal day. Rise of Iron has just came out 2 months before, and I gotta admit, it was actually a great time in Destiny. It was amazing, to be honest. I love the Plague Lands and all the aesthetic for Destiny 1 at the time, and it only would be one more year until Curse of Osiris would release, which would just be one of the worst expansions. But we wouldn't want to talk about that now. We're in 2016 here. And basically, back then, the Dawning and a lot of the events had some more aesthetics to it, and more importantly, had bigger and better rewards. Sorry to say, in Destiny 2. In Destiny 1, if you were just a normal Titan, there were these cool record cards that would go throughout the events. We don't really have them as much in Destiny 2 anymore, but they were really cool in Rise of Iron, and it was something that was in Moments of Triumph as well in the Dawning. And especially, there was presence in the tower, and they required these little rewards that you would have to do throughout the card to grant you an awesome present with amazing loots and more treasures. And this is something we somewhat see today in the Dawning, but not as much. There's not really any more like huge presents, and there's some currencies that has been changed and has been removed, but we don't see the ranking up season pass process as we used to. And now we have event cards and event passes, which will be coming into the Dawning next week, so please be sure of that. We as well didn't have SRL because that didn't exist at the time, which really sucked, but apparently, hopefully, eventually, whatever you want to put it there, that they will release SRL. And again, I would love to see it, but time will tell if they really want to release that. I know they were going to have to release it sometime in the future, but again, they have Lightfall, they have Final Shape, and they have seasons now with the whole, dividing their team throughout the year to making 4 seasons, as well as dungeons and raids now. So for events especially, this would be a really big, huge activity that put on the company to do for only 2 to 3 weeks. So I wouldn't see it anytime soon, but time will tell after the Final Shape, and after if they want to go back to the previous events and add more towards it. I would love if there was maps like this. If you play Destiny 1, as you can see, there was a map on Mercury, there was a map on like every destination, and of course it was just awesome. Now with the Dawning, they especially had a couple of amazing exotics that came into it, and one of the events that we were completely surprised by. Icebreaker, the famous exotic sniper rifle. Nova Mortis, a great exotic machine gun, even though it was kind of a copy of Thunderlord. Still, we had like 3 exotics that came into the Dawning, as well as all these cosmetics, and of course when Eververse released in the Taken King, there was much more developed into that. There were specialized strikes at the time as well, and it was just a great time to play Destiny. And more importantly, a great time to just play the Dawning. Here we are, 6 years later in 2022, right before the release of Lightfall. And with the events the past year, we have gotten way new ways of how events work, from Destiny to vanilla to all the way to now. With the last couple of months, with the last year in total, we have gotten new ways of how events work. There's now an event pass, an event card that you're going to have to pay money for, and of course there's new techniques, new ways of how to actually play the Dawning. It's baking cookies this time around, and it's been like that for the last couple of years basically. There hasn't been anything too crazy, but that's how it is. Now, going back to what happened last year with these new exotic presents, if you played last year's Dawning, there was these new presents rewarding the players of what you would do after the community would reach these amounts of donations, and basically the rewards wasn't really wrapped in a good reaction. And that was probably the case, as they don't believed that this was what the Dawning was supposed to be. Grinding for so much for Dawning spirits, for grinding just generically for an exotic present to just be a disappointment is not what the Dawning is supposed to be. And with SRL gone, and with the exotic surprises and events gone, with just the armor sometimes just being not a lot of people's favorite, the Dawning has gotten mixed bags, and it hasn't been rated as one of the best events, and probably one of the worst events to a lot of the people I've talked to in the last couple of months. These last couple of events have been shown to not been the best. Solstice of Heroes was not the best. Festival of the Lost was not the best. Guardian Games was not the best. And I know a lot of people can't put high expectations on events anymore. It's just not a high priority. And I understand that. However, Bungie should listen that if they're going to put it in the game, if they're going to put dedication and time at least into it, then it should be quality over quantity. If you need to get rid of a couple events just to make the two other events better and more focused on actually giving players a better reward wrap, then that's how it should be. So, in this video, I wanted to talk about a theory I had if the Dawning had a amazing wrap this 2022 year, more especially the exotic presents. Last year, we didn't really get any crazy loot from the exotic presents. Of course, each year we have gotten weapons like the Cold Front or a Stasis Sword or something that's a legendary that is wrapped as a, good generic weapon, but not anything exotic. I wanted to more specifically talk about if the exotic presents this year would give an exotic similar to how the Rise of Iron year did it, of how it gave a quest for Nova Mortis, something that we weren't seeing. I would love to see Nova Mortis return into the game. Of course, Thunderlord, in my opinion, has been wrapped as one of the best exotics, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people can agree it's a good exotic, and with the Catalyst, I find it to be a very fun exotic as well. Now, just imagine that if Nova Mortis was to return. Of course, Nova Mortis isn't anything crazy, but it is a Void, variant of the Thunderlord. And if you love the Void subclass so much now with the Void 3.0 sub changes that happen in Witch Queen, then Nova Mortis would have a good rap. Or the Baron, or the Aberton, if I can't say it right, I'm sorry. It was an exotic solar machine gun from Destiny 1 as well that hasn't returned, which is a solar variant of the Thunderlord. This as well released with the Dawning, and usually got a good rap as well. They both had exotic quests tied to them, and they were not generically that bad. They were something that was fun and interesting, and of course all you needed to do to get these quests was just to rank up and play the Dawning. How cool would it be if for the Dawning presents we have just grinded the Dawning generically, did the introductory quest, and then got another quest to just do generic activities that you actually liked and did, and there was little secrets tied to them that would get exotic variants of a normal weapon, similar to how Thunderlord had Nova Mortis and had the other exotic solar machine gun. That's what I really wanted to put forth, is that if the exotic presence this year would tie into giving a secret exotic. Unfortunately, Icebreaker was toned to not release, as Bungie has confirmed in a previous interview that it would break the game similar to how No Land Beyond would just make the Crucible and make any other environment have a different PvP and special economy. So, more specifically, don't expect the Icebreaker No Land to come back originally. I'm not saying they can't come back at all, because they used to say that about Gallahorn, but if they were to come back, they wouldn't be the same weapon as are they today, or well, back then. And I wouldn't specify if the Nova Mortis was to return, it wouldn't be the exact same weapon as Destiny 1, as they always make changes like the Ace of Spades, and like any other normal Destiny 1 weapon, they return to Destiny 2. But just saying, if it was going to return, it would be something amazing, and it would be something very interesting to make the Dawning this year one of the best events in Destiny 2, before the release of a great expansion known as Lightfall. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did, then please subscribe, share it to your friends. I know it was a small video, but I hope I made it a little bit, cooler, as the Christmas is right around the corner. And I hope to see you in the next video. Be sure to join our Discord and join the Lightfall giveaway happening on the 17th. Other than that, I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.